On this week's bonus episode of the Comic Blast podcast, we get into the Bad Batch animated show coming to Disney Plus and The Gray Man, joined with a guest of ours. All of that and more coming up next. Oh, and by the way, warning for headphone users, we do scream just a little bit.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out? Consider this mercy. I am inevitable.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Comic Blast podcast, a special bonus episode this week. If you haven't checked it out already, please listen to our Last of Us 2 spoiler cast. Unless you haven't played the game, then don't listen to it because you need to play the game. But, yeah, we're doing a special bonus episode for the people who didn't play that game. So let me introduce my co-host. First, I'm Grayson. You know me. You love me. First up, we have Keenan. The Steelbook Pioneer, the coolest barista in the school, the number one fan of Spider-Man PS4. He is the OG of CB, Mr. Keenan Stroop.
All of those are accurate.
How you doing, man?
Great. Happy to be doing a second episode. Happy
Back to back.
Yes, considering I've been on like one episode in the past month, this is a breath of fresh air. So
he's like, I started this company, and he just like then he just didn't show up,
and then I dipped.
Yeah. Now, thanks to Cole's contributions, he gave him a laptop. And Keenan, tell him what you said earlier.
Huh?
I said, Keenan, tell him what you said earlier about every time you wake up in the morning.
Listen, every day I wake up, it's like Christmas. I wake up, I look over at my desk, my laptop is glowing. Never seen that before. But yeah, I had almost a 10-year-old laptop before this. It served me well for those 10 years, kinda. But it got to the point where it was about to blow up multiple times.
My main goal is to blow up.
Yeah. So, I'm super grateful, and like I honestly just can't wait to make content. Like as soon as I got this, I was just like, I can't wait to make whatever I possibly can. So
yeah.
Cole's the best, and Gerson's probably going to introduce him now. So.
Yes. Up next is Cole, the man who loves purple, the number one supporter of General Grievous himself. He is the one with the Force. He is the one with the Force. He is one with the Force, and the Force is with him. The Cosmic Lotus, Mr. Cole Black.
Hello, sir. Greetings, gentlemen. I just want to say one quick thing about Keenan's laptop. What if he woke up just in the morning and like his old laptop, it was just kind of, it's open, but it's not on yet, and he goes to turn it on. It just turns it on, and then it goes to YouTube, and it just starts playing, I'm the bomb, and I'm about to blow up.
I thought you were going to say something like that movie Toy Soldiers, if you remember that movie, and it was going to be like the laptop was going to like come to life and kill his other laptop, and he's like, you can never escape me.
It was Small Soldiers.
Small Soldiers,
yeah.
Right, yes.
Yeah, classic.
Dude, that movie kind of scared me as a kid. There was
me too, I loved it.
There was some,
but,
Kirsten Dunst was in the movie?
It is.
What?
It is me.
She wasn't.
Look it up.
I'm back. I'm 21.
Hey, yeah, it's
there
21.
Happy birthday.
Snaps for
And my friend got me a wine glass that says I solemnly swear I'm up to no good.
Hey.
And then he got me one that says mischief managed, and I was like, yep, that's what I'm doing.
That's sick. That'd be cool if it was like the way it worked, which I'm sure this exists, where it says like I solemnly swear I'm up to no good, and then when it gets like cold, when you put the wine in it or whatever, it like changes the text to like show like a map or something. That'd be kind of
like those coffee mugs that change with heat.
Yeah, I'm sure that exists for coffee mugs, but yeah.
I used to have this cool one that when it got really hot, you would see the bat signal.
Oh, that's tight.
So yeah.
Remember those pencils that you could rub and they would change colors? Do you remember those? Was that just me that had those where like you would put friction on the pencils on the outside and it would like change the color?
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. I burned my hands at
Oh,
school
yeah.
because I just wanted to see colors.
My hands were so red because I'd be like, just like rubbing it so aggressively.
I was just I was really enthused a lot more with that than actually doing my work. My teacher would go like, Cole, what are you doing? I'm like, getting colors on my pencil. I'm just kind of sitting there
rubbing the pencil. We have one more co-host with us. It's his first appearance on Comic Blast, but well, if you're one of the patrons or a sponsor, you know him very well. I know him very well from the other podcast that we both do together called Rising Action. He is the up-and-coming writer. Fantasy is his bread and butter. He is my Rising Action co-host. And he's Great Value Jesus, Mr. Josh Johnson.
Great Value Jesus.
That's incredible.
Dude,
You're welcome.
this is why we need a video. We need a video stream for this podcast. We're gonna make that happen soon somehow.
Yeah, I'm totally down.
I did not
It'll be
realize. So, okay, fun quick story before we get into it. I
for it.
went to the Bahamas on a cruise before COVID happened, and I was called Baby Jesus by every single Bahamian person I passed. And so I got called Baby Jesus like at least 373,000 times. It was
a
great.
lot.
I felt like I was getting catcalled by men and women alike. It was really weird.
That's fantastic.
Hey, yo, Jesus!
Jesus.
Baby Jesus, come in my car. I was like, absolutely not.
Did you ever? Oh wow,
Absolutely not.
we got Keenan. Oh, Cole just disappeared. We got Keenan got that QT coffee, sponsored. Just kidding.
Yeah, man. I mean, I had to get something quick before here.
Yeah, that's true. Let's get through housekeeping real quick because we got a little bit of news, and this one's going to be a shorter episode at least. But yeah, Josh and I, we do a podcast called Rising Action, and we've been doing that for about 2.5 months now. If you're
Almost 3
interested in
months.
any type of storytelling in terms of books or movies, video games, like TV shows, whatever, like we cover all different types of aspects of storytelling mediums. So if that interests you, please go check out Rising Action. It should be on whatever you're listening on or whatever you're listening to for here should be on there. Just look up Rising Action, and we have a fun time over there. But we figured we'd get a little cross promotion in here with Josh because he has some thoughts on some of the news. Well, Keenan looks so comfortable right now.
Dude, I'm chilling.
Let me get through the housekeeping
Jay
real
chillin',
quick.
sir.
First up, I want to say once again that if you are listening to this on Spotify or iTunes, please feel free to give us a positive rating, as that would really help us out, and it's free, so you should do that. Secondly, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/comicblast, where we have one sponsor, and wow, it's 6 patrons now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna just
Blowing up.
I'm just gonna look through the Discord because I always feel like I used to like have them. Oh, I mean, I still have them all memorized, but I feel like I have to look at the Discord.
Sure.
Can I get out of here? Can I?
No stone left unturned.
Can I check? Okay, well, let me look at my phone because that's gonna be way easier. Well, first up,
I
we have
got
our
you guys
we have,
backup, I know.
we have our sponsor, Jess. You can find her at twitch.tv/female and fatal. She's been sponsoring us from the beginning and is one of our greatest assets here at Comic Blast. Then, oh God, come on. Why is this being so annoying? There we go. All right, as I mentioned, Jess. Then we also have our other patrons. We have Joseph, we have Caleb, Diego, Jake, and Sam. They are all part of the Comic Blast gang. And if you join our Patreon, you can join our exclusive Discord server, which we've been having a lot of fun with over here, actually. It's kind of like a niche little like family, I guess. And every time there's like somebody new, it's like such positive energy. People are like, "Yeah, what's up, man?" Or woman. So
I mean, we do have 2 girls. We have 2 girls, and it's awesome. That it's just like pretty little diverse group.
Yeah, it's pretty
people,
sweet.
Young people, old people.
Yeah,
It's really
Joseph.
Just me that's old.
Joseph.
How old is Joseph? We never really.
He
like,
never
got that
said he was
answer
like.
out of him.
He was like. He's like. I'm pretty sure he's
He
still
just
younger
said he
than
was
you. Actually,
older than Keenan. right?
And then he thought Keenan was 24 or 23 or 24, and I'm like,
Right.
no, Keenan is 28. And
It's
then
like,
he
how
never
old
said
are you?
anything.
I'm older than you. Cool.
Prove
and
it.
then he's like, well,
Right,
I'm
let
not
me
older
see
than
your
you, and
ID,
then he
bro.
never said it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Grayson's the baby.
he's a, I am, no, Caleb's now the youngest, I believe, but,
Hey, Caleb.
yeah, but I mean, in terms of the main, like the hosts, yes, I am very much the baby because Cole is now 21, Keenan is 28,
Hey.
Josh, you're 22?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I turned 21 in August. If you want to Venmo me no, I'm kidding. But also, you can find all of us on our respective social media. Me, I'm at Stradester8 on both Twitter and Instagram, and Letterboxd, because we always mention that on on Rising Action, so I figure I'll plug that. Cole, where can they find you?
I am at And the Force is with me on Instagram and at The Cosmic Lotus on Twitter.
Yeah, boy. What about you, Josh?
I'm at Josh Johnson 98 on Instagram. I'm pretty sure it's Josh Johnson with 2 N's. Now that I, actually sat down and looked at that once.
Oh, man.
And I'm also Josh_J98 on Twitter.
What about your Letterboxd?
Oh, yeah. I'm Josh_J98 on Letterboxd, where I'm
Yeah.
very active. I just watched The Firm last night. It's pretty good. Tom Cruise.
Okay.
It's a book by John Grisham.
Sounds familiar.
I read the
I am
book,
not-
and then I saw it was on Netflix, and I was like, absolutely. And it was great. It was a really good movie. Anyway.
Perfect. Keenan, where can they find your lovable face?
Oh man, at Keenan Creates, Instagram and Twitter is where you'll find my quote.
Notice,
It's
Facebook-
unlovable, a lovable face.
More
and
like
you can
just
find
his
me on
words.
Facebook. I'm just kidding.
No,
I've
don't.
never do
No,
that.
Don't find
we
the,
do
any of
not
us on
plug
Facebook.
Facebook.
We gotta quickly get through the rest of the patrons though.
I literally all called them all out.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, you can find me on Facebook on Google search how to delete your Facebook.
Yeah, no. I mean, you want to call them out again just to show them some extra
no,
love?
you're good. No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
I just missed it.
Yeah, man. I'm not
There's-
disrespecting on people.
I'll be completely honest with you. There's literally a spider crawling on my wall in front of me, so I've been kind of like keeping an eye on it the whole time.
I feel like you should smash it with your mic.
Should we have a fourth host? Or, a fifth host? Mr.
Spider. What are your
Mr.
thoughts on the
Spider.
new Bad Batch show? Segue. So, yeah, big news. New animated show on Disney Plus.
What a segue. what are your thoughts on the Bad Batch show, Mr. Spider? Oh yeah, well said.
Yeah, I love Wrecker too. He's great. But yes, Disney announced that they're going to be doing a new animated show about the Bad Batch on Disney Plus after the backdoor pilot from Clone Wars Season 7. And this is also another scoop that I believe Keenan, your friend Noah Outlaw.
Outlaw.
Yeah.
I guess we can shout out their actual podcast or
is
show
Kessel
that
Run,
they do.
Kessel Run Radio, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's him and Corey Van Dyke. They're both pretty big up and coming Star Wars journalists, and I'd love to meet them and collab with them one day. They're super inspiring people, and yeah, they got that and a couple of other takes like the rumored sequel show or continuation for Rebels, which I'm going to consider. I consider Clone Wars, Rebels, and then whatever show that's coming out next to be kind of like a trilogy of shows in a weird way, which is kind of unique, but I dig it. But yeah, this Bad Batch show, oh man, I'm very excited because it's not. And so, Cole, why don't you explain the kind of synopsis or
he's
the
over there
rumor?
smiling.
Yeah, he's over there. He's grinning. I'm gonna let him because he
Yeah.
was the one that explained it to me when it came out. So what's the deal with this Bad Batch show? Give it to us.
Well, it looks like it's gonna be a good old hoot and a holler for Star Wars fans. It certainly was for me. Grayson, didn't you and I kind of call that out? We were like, what if I could see them doing a Bad Batch show. I feel
believe-
like we said that at some
We
point.
did
even during the podcast.
There was an episode that you and I were talking about possible shows or animated shows, and we were talking about how there were rumors of there was one of the animators at Lucasfilm Animated was like, hey, if you guys love it, we'll keep on making it. And we were like,
keep loving it. We'll keep on making them, something
right.
like that.
And we were like, okay, does that mean they're going to do more Clone Wars? But then we were like, well, what if it was a Bad Batch show? And then there was some stuff that came out saying like, oh, there's rumors that there may be a Bad Batch spinoff show. And I was like, oh. And then it got confirmed.
Yeah, given that they went with, it was 3 arcs, right? 3 arcs in season 7.
Yeah.
Yes, which one was very unmemorable. But, you know.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I know there was definitely 2 arcs. I don't. No, but after that season, people were like, like the season was good, but why have an arc with the Bad Batch if they're just gonna do away with it? They pop in all these extremely unique characters just to kind of throw it away, and then some guy was like, what if they did a show about the Bad Batch? And then like people suddenly just kind of started thinking about it a lot more and more, which led me to believe like, okay, yeah, I could. They're not just gonna leave the Bad Batch there. So it's going to be obviously a new animated show based around the Bad Batch. It's taking place right after the Clone Wars, during the I don't know. I call it like. The dark times.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, and the construction of the Empire and stuff like that. And what's been listed officially on the Star Wars website is that a lot of it deals with the Bad Batch working with mercenary work, which is kind of making me think like,
I'm down with it, man.
I'm thinking about it. I'm like, so were they like during Order 66 or something like that? The Bad Batch was just like, nah, I don't want to do this. they just kind of jet something along those lines. I'm sure they probably have inhibitor chips, but if they don't, that could be a good explanation as to why they were just like, well, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I've got a question. Is this going to be a show targeted more towards like the people who actually watch it, like people our age that are, like early 20s to, even like 40s, something like that? Are they going to target it towards them? Are they going to make it more like a kid's show? Are we going to see a little bit more, I don't know, like pushing of the boundaries of what the shows have been before?
Yeah, I had questions about that too. Both Grayson and I did. I know that we talked about it earlier. I'm hoping that, if anything, it's at least where they were at season 7. Because at any rate, Lucasfilm definitely knows that we want that kind of material, and we can definitely handle that. The Clone Wars did this very interesting little strategy where they started off with kid stuff, and then it got more serious, and then there would be overtly serious tones that would go over some people's heads. Or right through their necks, as Savage Opress has done before.
My favorite thing, there was like an edit or someone made there. It says Clone Wars is a kid's show, and then it's playing Mr. Blue Sky of just like all the brutal kills in Clone Wars. It's like
one of the craziest, darkest episodes when they find when Darth Maul is found, and he's just absolutely like insane,
out of his mind.
It's like such a dark episode.
It starts off like
Lost
I think
Sith marbles.
They did a really cool where like you kind of grow with Ahsoka in that show, but I remember like the point where it's like Ahsoka is pretty much an adult is like, she starts off in the show she's 14, and by the end of the show, no, I think she's like 15 maybe, and then the seasons like 3 and 4 she's like 16ish. I think by the time of the end of Clone Wars, she's like 17 or 18.
I'm pretty sure at the end of season 7, she has come to the ripe old age of 87. I'm pretty sure that's where it was.
93.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. She.
That sounds about right.
She really did.
But the part where
I'm pretty sure that's how it was.
The part where she's captured by some of the Mandalorians with like Lux Bonteri or whatever, and then like cuts all their heads off. I was like, nice.
It's like, thank you. Can I have another?
She spins around. I'm pretty sure she doesn't even cut their heads off. She spins around and cuts each of them by the necks, ear to ear, and they all just fall to the ground.
That was oddly specific, and I enjoyed that.
Well, yeah. When I was a kid, I was like, I wonder if Anakin taught her that. Certainly Yoda wasn't just there. He's like, ear to ear cut.
most effective method it is. So no, here's my input on like what the age demographic will be. I feel like it's probably going to be in the same demographic for The Mandalorian. Because like you think about it, The Mandalorian, like it's dark, but it's like very like light-hearted dark. I don't know. Does that make sense? Where it's like,
well,
like,
It's
like
kinda
I would
like
like,
a
I
Saturday
think-
morning cartoon adventure.
like I'd let
That's the way
my,
I
I
feel.
would let my like 7-year-old watch The Mandalorian. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
I
have a kid. I'm saying if I had a kid,
not in terms of comedy per se, but when it comes to The Mandalorian, I kind of get Marvel-ish vibes. You know, it's
Yeah.
not in comedy, but there is a great mixture of light and then dark in terms of tone. Because you know, like with The Mandalorian, you know, he's having a great time, and like with Baby Yoda, he's just so cute and stuff. And then like the first episode, he just crushes some guy's head as a door closes.
my,
You know,
my
It's
favorite
like-
part is. Oh, go ahead, Josh.
It's like Mandalorian perfectly blends adults and kids, but you can tell it's directly marketed at adults. And I think
Yeah.
Bad Batch has the opportunity to do that with their animated medium. And they with Rebels, I mean, obviously they went like straight kids. Now later on in the show, it got a little bit more adult, kind of like Clone Wars did. But I think with Bad Batch, they've got an opportunity to fully harness the fact that it is. I mean, like the Bad Batch is not a kids thing. I mean, I know kids can watch it, and they're gonna not make it to where it's like really gross and kids absolutely can't see it because they know Star Wars is like a family thing. But
Right.
they've got an opportunity to kind of do a Mandalorian thing, like you're saying, where they're like, okay, this is for adults, but kids can also kind of watch it. And I think if they do that,
Yeah.
it'll be better in the long haul, and they'll also be able to keep it around a little bit longer instead of, you know, okay, a couple seasons, everybody's like, what the crap did we sign up for? This is supposed to be Bad Batch, not like a little kiddie thing. And yeah,
Grayson, you kind of like said it perfectly. I don't know what you called it, but it's kind of like you could call it a soft pilot. That first arc,
Backdoor
or those
pilot.
first 4 episodes. So backdoor pilot. So I think that's kind of like what you watched in those first 4 episodes. It's probably a good like taste of what you can expect from the show.
Yeah.
I believe. Like I don't think they're gonna veer off too far from what you saw in like Clone Wars season 7. My question is, did they confirm like is this like a Dave Filoni project, or have they announced any like showrunner for this?
Well,
They did.
They
'Cause that could
definitely
indicate, like,
mentioned
what we can
Dave.
expect.
He was absolutely mentioned. I don't know if
I'm gonna
he's
pull up
head
the article
writer.
real quick.
Let's see.
When you say it
That'd
was
be
like
helpful.
it was one of the showrunners for Resistance, right? And that was what made you nervous, Cole?
Yeah,
Oh.
because you know I got a very childish vibe from Resistance. However, I can't I can't give too much criticism because you know I never actually delved into it because I saw it and I was like this probably isn't for me.
I have the article pulled up.
It's it is executive produced by Dave Filoni.
Yes, yeah. It says The Bad Batch is executive produced by Dave Filoni, Athena Portillo, which is she worked on Clone Wars and Rebels, Brad Rao, Rebels and Resistance, Jennifer Corbett, Resistance, and then NCIS with Carrie Beck from The Mandalorian and Rebels. Carrie Beck I've seen her in the Mandalorian gallery thing that they did. As co-executive producer, and Josh Rhimes as producer from Star Wars Resistance. Rao is also serving as supervising director with Corbett as head writer. So Jennifer Corbett is writing it, but yeah, it's executive produced by Dave Filoni. Very similarly to Mandalorian.
The only question that I have is what kind of animation they'll be going for.
yes.
I really want it to be like Star Wars Season 7 because that was just solid animation.
See, so here's my theory, right? The reason they also made all those assets for the Empire was because they're going to put them in the Bad Batch.
Yeah, we were talking about that at the end of Season 7. We were like, why would they make all of those assets just for
The Imperial
a few
Shuttle,
minutes,
the
you know?
probe droids, the snow troopers, the
Yeah.
stormtroopers. Like, they have all these assets. I'm like, well, if they're going to take up mercenary work in an Empire 8 era, then absolutely they're going to use those assets. I think it would make the most sense to keep on using the Clone Wars season 7 style Which, I mean, Clone Wars Season 7 is the same style as the previous Clone Wars. It was just so refined, and, like, it was at this, like, new level of, like, CG technology where it was, like, it looked beautiful. Like, my God, the lighting, the rendering, it was seamless. I want to talk about like what I'm hoping for the show. I'm excited that they're taking mercenary work, which makes me think that they're going to be maybe tied with like criminal underworld stuff, like maybe work with smugglers or bounty hunters and stuff. So here's what I want. I want more continuation of some of the clones from Clone Wars, and maybe that's how they connect the gap with like the inhibitor chips. So I think easily Wolf, Rex, and Gregor could make appearances in the show. Mm-hmm. And I also would love to see Commander Cody pop up as dope. Maybe a possible villain. And what I would also like, this is a pipe dream, but hear me out. If they're going to be in the criminal underworld, Boba Fett and Cad Bane.
Oh my God, yes. I was hoping you would go there with it.
Yeah, I want if they imagine if they ran a job with Cad Bane.
Yes, I was hoping he would show up in the Mandalorian.
I would love it,
but like. I figured that probably wouldn't happen. If they put him in Bad Batch, that would satisfy all of my desires. Listen, if they have Season 7 level like production value, and they put in Boba Fett, Cad Bane, give me some Jabba. I want to see a little bit of that.
Oh yeah,
give me some Jabba.
Give me some Jabba. I need some Crime Slug. But other than that,
even Darth Maul could show up. Honestly,
oh yes. Like I don't expect that, but that would be a nice little cherry, like some whipped cream on my milkshake.
I don't really want Darth Maul. To be honest, I don't want to see lightsabers in this show or anything. I don't want to see the dark saber. I want to see it all be blasters and hand-to-hand fighting and the Bad Batch being awesome. But
I will say this,
just
though.
lots and lots and lots of Wrecker.
Yes.
I have to put this in here. Just what if during the dark times, as I'm sure that this happened. I'm pretty sure that this it's basically a headcanon, like it's basically canon at this point. If in like the black market or the black underworld market, lightsabers were passed around. And then say that they go up against this mercenary or a bounty hunter or something like that, and then he just pulls out this lightsaber that fell during Order 66 or something like that. I know you're raising your hand. I'm not talking about the ones that they burned on Coruscant. There could have been other ones.
No, I'm not talking about that one.
But yes, Grayson.
In the book Star Wars Dark Disciple, which covered an unaired arc from Star Wars The Clone Wars, Asajj Ventress bought a new red lightsaber off of the black market.
Well, there you have it.
Oh, boy.
Shoot.
Save the clip. Save the clip for when we see this in the show.
So basically, you heard it here. It's going to happen. What if we got some Asajj Ventress in this?
She's dead.
Oh.
She died in that book.
It is a shame, yeah.
Quinlan Vos, though.
I mean, however, look, she died in the book, and
what
then
if they retconned it?
The Ahsoka book compared to what happened in Season 7.
Okay,
it's like,
but here's the difference with the Ahsoka book. Is the Ahsoka book still kept the same story. It didn't like change anything directly other than like, she just didn't have blue lightsabers and the dialogue was different. But the same thing happened. She had the Siege of Mandalore as he went to go save the Chancellor. She fought Maul. Maul escaped, all that stuff. They faked their deaths, whatever. But I don't want the Bad Batch to be like too fan servicey, but it would make sense for any other clone characters to pop up and continue in this show, especially with that 14-year gap between Clone Wars and Rebels. Like I want to see Rex like a couple times, you know. And if Echo is going to be around, like wouldn't it make sense for Echo to want to go see if any of his brothers were still alive, you know?
I want to see a scene with Echo talking about fives because I don't think we ever really got that.
I want them to have fives. I mean, like, they can't have fives. But, like, yes, I want more fives.
He's dead.
I know, but, like, I want...
You be quiet, Grayson. You be quiet.
This is Star Wars.
We must pay respect.
Can be
We need more... I mean, like you said, Echo and fives, they feel like they're almost kind of linked. I feel like their stories are very much linked, and so...
I want Heavy back. I want 99 back. I want Baby Bear. I want every character who ever died to come back. You know what? I want Ben Solo back. But guess what? We don't get nice things in this world.
Yeah,
I just want Ventress. Only Ventress.
Your emo goth wife.
She is ugly.
I'd be pretty down to see some. I'd be pretty down to see some more Bosk. I love seeing Bosk in action.
baby.
Bosk.
Yeah, dude, I actually would love Bosk.
Did you say Bosk baby?
Yeah.
the Star Wars version of Boss baby.
Yes. No. Okay.
Voiced by
All right.
Tobey Maguire.
We're gonna end this here discussion here. But last thing, I want Quentin Beck from Solo to pop up at one point. Just saying.
Quentin Beck.
Woody Harrelson's character.
I was about to say that's Woody Harrelson, right? Yeah.
Yes.
That'd be nice.
I love. Dude, what if? Okay.
I know
this
what
is
you're gonna get to.
They show him kill. They show him kill.
Is that-
what's her face? What was the girl in the red jumpsuit?
Wait.
Or a sing.
did
Or
you
a sing. Lando would
did
be
you say-
cool too.
Did you say Quentin Beck?
Yeah. Sorry, that
yeah.
is Mysterio.
That's
Beckett.
that's why I
Tobias
was like,
Beckett.
Quentin Beck.
Tobias Beck. Yeah, I was
Tobias
like,
Beckett. I get
Yeah.
those confused.
I was. So when it
Sorry.
comes to situations like these, and someone says something that I think is wrong, I sit there thinking that I've been stupid this entire time. I don't.
too.
I
That was
automatically.
literally
Yeah, I'm automatically like, they're right.
I just thought it
But
was a
then I
very
like,
normal
no,
sounding
that's
name for
definitely-
Star Wars. I was
Well,
like,
Well, Josh,
seems like
Josh
my
agreed
accountant.
with Grayson. Yeah, Josh agreed with Grayson. I questioned him at first, and then Josh agreed.
I was
and
like, oh yeah,
shoot,
Quentin Beck, my
maybe
accountant.
that is his name.
Yeah, he's in Star Wars.
Yeah.
He filed my
Tobias Beck.
1099 the other day. Yeah.
That I just
I've
saw
made this
Cole
mistake
over there
before.
silent.
Yeah.
Cole's over
Tobias
there silent, and
Beckett.
he was kind of like looking off in the distance, like trying to figure this out.
You saw mathematics going past my
Yeah.
head. Tobias Beckett talking to himself about betraying Han. When you betray Han Solo, his death will be on your hands.
Dude, Quentin Beck just shows up on he's just like, what's up guys, Mysterio.
What a good name.
Hop
Hey guys, it's Quentin Beck as Jake Gyllenhaal as Tobias
As
Beckett.
Jake Gyllenhaal as Tobias. Oh my god.
that means Jake Gyllenhaal would be playing Quentin Beck, playing Jake Gyllenhaal, who would be playing Tobias Beckett.
Talk about a role. Give this man an
He
Oscar.
could do it.
Dude,
Method
right?
acting in
I've
20.
been
would be
saying
like-
it for 10 years.
That'd be like Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder playing like he's like
Yep.
Oh my god.
Nailed
we
it.
need to move on from this topic but yeah, Bad Batch show, pretty hype. I have like 4 things in the show notes, but I'm gonna go and hop to the second most exciting thing. Actually, I'm gonna just go ahead and address this. Disney Plus show delays, aka WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier. Keenan, what's your
Surprise,
words
surprise.
on it? Because I know you always have words on
Listen,
delays.
I hate delays so much, but anyways, especially this year, it's hard to believe because I believe Black Widow's definitely going to get delayed till next year.
Dude, just
We
put it on
already- we
Disney
already
Plus.
have.
Just put it on Disney Plus.
Yeah, we already had what's it called? The crap. What's the other one getting
Eternals?
delayed? Eternals, yes. I was about to say New Gods. Eternals getting delayed till next year. I think Black Widow's definitely going to get delayed.
Oh yeah.
Which means we're going to probably go like nearly a year and a half, if not 2 years, without any sort of MCU like content, which is tough
Let
for
that
people like
sink
me.
in.
Yeah, in a world where we're getting used to 3 movies
That's
a
the dark
year.
time.
It's crazy.
So,
Ooh,
anyways, I was really
that's
looking
the
forward to
dark
Falcon
time.
and the Winter Soldier,
Yeah.
and they, for weeks, they've been saying, no, we're on target. Like we still plan to get this out at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And
Have they
obviously
set-
it just looks like it's not happening.
Have they set a tentative date for when they want to release these?
They just pulled it from the schedule release. They didn't say anything.
Because they're almost done with filming, but they have a couple more things to do, and that's
Yeah.
what's holding it back. Because like the reason The Mandalorian is still coming out is because they finished filming a while back, so they can obviously do everything. Like they can
Yeah.
do post-production work
Post-production.
easily. But I was really looking forward to Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like that was my most
Yeah.
hyped Disney Plus show, especially like the newer ones. And I'm pretty upset. Like
I thought it was going to be a return to Winter Soldier, like that tone. I was
Yeah.
really looking forward to
Yeah.
seeing that soon.
Segue, new Russo brothers movie with a Winter Soldier style tone called The Gray Man, starring Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans. Now this is where the fun begins. This is where the fun begins.
I heard it was going to have a tone similar to James Bond, and I was like, oh, yes.
Oh my
So,
God.
so do you guys know that this is based on a book?
No.
Okay.
I
So,
was not aware.
So The Gray Man is a book, and it's from an author. I'm going to look this up real quick, but it's from an author who actually wrote under Tom Clancy, because obviously anybody who knows Tom Clancy is very famous for writing a lot of military CIA books, and he passed away. So there's an author, Mark Greaney is his name, and he wrote a little bit under Tom Clancy. So, but he also did his own other books, and he did The Gray Man, and. Yeah, so this is like the Russo brothers are taking on an adaptation. It's an espionage thriller, just like Winter Soldier. And let me read the article here real quick, just to get people excited. The action thriller is a deadly duel between killers as Gentry, played by Gosling, is hunted across the globe by Lloyd Hansen, played by Evans, a former cohort of Gentry's at the CIA. The Gray Man turned into a best-selling book series, and the expectation is that Gosling will continue in multiple installments. It's going to be on Netflix as well.
Inject this into my veins. Holy frick. I want it right now.
I want this.
I just want to see Captain. Okay, so I'm glad that Chris Evans isn't the lead role. That like he's not the main character that Ryan Gosling is. Because when I saw this, I was like, I want Ryan Gosling to be the main character. Also, it would be a little too close to be like, oh, Chris Evans playing the main character again with Winter Soldier. Which I mean, like I love Chris Evans, but now we kind of get to see like. It's going to be really interesting because they were previous friends, like these characters were, and like it's going to be like this. It's very similar to Winter Soldier in the sense it's like, previous friends, one guy's hunting the other one, like, but obviously I don't think the other one's brainwashed.
I see this being kind of like I'm expecting Extraction level stunt work, but I'm also expecting kind of like a Jack Ryan, James Bond sort of tone to it.
Yeah.
And that just like, okay, James Bond, the movies are great. The new ones with Daniel Craig are fantastic. But when you kind of throw in some Marvel/Extraction level stunts and fight scenes, things like that, fight choreo, like that's just so great. And then if you can get kind of like a Roger Deakins to shoot it or something, like this could be.
Oh, yeah.
There's so much to be excited about with this.
Let me see if they've slated like a cinematographer.
Cinema is back.
Yeah, Netflix is becoming the saving grace right now, like with all these things.
Well, this is a Netflix exclusive.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's produced by Netflix, and I heard it had a budget of $200 million, and I was like, oh yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. I love it when people spend money on movies.
And listen, people know I love Ryan Gosling. Like, God, like, dude, freaking not Winter Soldier. What did I say? God, I love Ryan Gosling. No, like I sound like such a fangirl, but like he's in my top 3 actors. And Blade Runner 2049, like one of my favorite movies of all time. Drive, my favorite movie of all time.
Don't forget about Nice Guys.
Dude, yes. What a great movie!
My favorite comedy.
But I can't wait to see the fight scenes between him and Chris Evans. Like these two, just like gorgeous tanks of men.
I kind of imagine like a fight scene between Chris Evans and Ryan Gosling. Wait, have all of you played Jedi Fallen Order?
Josh has not.
I've played a little bit of it, but not that much.
Okay.
Well, I'm just gonna say you would be wise to surrender. Yeah, probably.
Oh man, that moment. God, dude. I love Star Wars, but yeah, I wanted to like say this quote from this. It says, this is from the Russo brothers. They said, The movie is a real mano a mano between those two great actors who represent two versions of the CIA in what it can be and what it can do, Anthony Russo told Deadline. For those who are fans of Captain America the Winter Soldier, this is us moving into that territory in more of a real-world setting. That's what this movie really means for us. The intention, Joe Russo said on the film's scale, the intention is for it to be competitive with any theatrical, and the ability to do with Gosling and Evans is a dream for us. The idea is to create a franchise and build out a whole universe with Ryan at the center of it. We have all committed to the first movie, and that's got to be great to get us into the second movie. These are master assassins, and Gosling's character gets burned by the CIA, and Evans' character has to hunt him down. We have a great working relationship with Netflix, and we go back almost 20 years with, and blah, blah, blah.
This sounds like Mission Impossible Fallout to me.
Yo, yeah, dude. Is Ryan Gosling the Tom Cruise and Chris Evans the Henry Cavill?
Henry Cavill.
So basically what it sounds like to me is this the next big Russo brothers project, like series type thing they're going for?
I think they're kind of going back to their Winter Soldier roots, but they want to create like their own universe based on this series, like make a new espionage. Here's the thing, like when I think Mission Impossible, I think like these big action set pieces with like crazy like stunts and them trying to do like literally the impossible, right? Mm-hmm. But also great fight scenes. With James Bond, I think of something a bit more nuanced. Or there are cool action scenes, but they're not nearly as like Mission Impossible-esque. They're more tame and more stylized. Mm-hmm. This seems like it's going to be similar in tone to those, almost like a third franchise like that, but it's not as much about like these action set pieces, but it's going to be really centered on the fight scenes and also the political thriller espionage intrigue of it, that's where it gets from Winter Soldier. So this is going to be like, I feel like the grittiest of all three of them.
Here's the caveat though. The Russo brothers are going to have to be on their absolute A game because Mission Impossible Fallout was written by Christopher McQuarrie, who wrote Usual Suspects. He is like an incredible writer. And then also the James Bond films, at least I think like the last two were done by the guy who did 1917. So they have, and it's not a knock against the Russo brothers, but outside of Marvel, they haven't done a whole lot.
They've done a lot of TV show pilots and a lot of commercial work.
And they produce some films.
If they're starting their like own universe, that's pretty much what they're used to, is kind of like kickstarting things in the right direction, because they've done so many show pilots. Community is one of the best ones. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. They just seem like such a... Even if you look at their work within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, each movie that they did had a different tone. Mm-hmm. And, they went from doing something that was very small scale to doing the biggest movie of all time. So, I don't know, they kind of have like a very diverse background.
I have some info.
Full confidence in them to
so obviously this is based off of a book. Sorry to cut you off, Keenan, do you have anything else to say?
No.
Okay.
Cut me off. It's okay.
So, wow. Okay, now I just feel worse.
No, you're good.
No, I found this. I was looking up the Gray Man, and it said film adaptation on this is on the Wikipedia. There have been several attempts to turn this novel into a film. Initially, with Christopher McQuarrie attached to direct in 2016. Wow. After that version fell through, the project lay dormant until July 2020 when Netflix announced their plans to adapt it. Joe and Anthony Russo are set to direct, with Joe Russo also writing the screenplay, and Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely performing a rewrite. Chris Evans and Ryan Gosling are attached to star in filming starting in 2021. So,
this is Winter Soldier.
we have some similar threads now.
Yeah, so Christopher McQuarrie was supposed to direct this movie.
That's wild. I think the Russos have a draw unlike anything else in terms of like this kind of niche of filmmaking. The thing is though, they do have a great draw, but can they write a script and execute it on the level that some other these other films have done? And that's where I'm like, I know for a fact this movie will make an absolute obscene amount of money. So many people will watch it. I know that because it's Russo brothers. But is it going to be that same quality that we've seen from the Mission Impossible franchise, the James Bond franchise? I don't know. And I hope it is. I hope it is. I just don't know.
Yeah, one of my biggest curiosities was being able to see if it would actually hold up to the other big espionage series, because when it comes to competition with like when they were making Marvel films, I mean, I hate to say it, I hate to give it to DC, but they didn't have a lot of competition.
Yeah.
You know, you make a Marvel movie and everybody goes to see that and everybody talks about that one, but
It also helped them out that like their first film was like arguably the best MCU film, and then they went on to tackle the Avengers movies and made the two best Avengers movies. So anyway, continue what you were saying.
War.
And Civil War.
I mean, yeah. But basically, just what I was saying was that there's a lot of action espionage movies that comes out these days.
Yeah.
So I want to see what kind of stuff they can bring to the table.
Yeah. I think there's often a lot. I think the difference with like what's making this even bigger though is like since it's going to launch a franchise like this, let's see if it can.
Right.
It seems that they're very confident in that this being very well done, and I'm confident for them. Here's my hesitation with the Russo Bros. Like, they haven't done anything bad. The thing is like they haven't done anything crazy that makes it, I don't want to say they haven't done anything remarkable, because they have, but they haven't done anything like out of the box, you know?
Right.
Like something that's like different than just Avengers and Marvel movies and whatnot. And they've produced 21 Bridges and Extraction, which were both solid films. I actually still need to watch 21 Bridges. It's been sitting on my shelf for like a month and a half, and I still haven't watched it. But Extraction was really well done. So maybe this is their attempt to like try to start heading in a different direction. But the fact that they're like, yeah, we want to start like this universe with this and whatever, I'm like, okay, so you're still kind of treading on Marvel territory here.
Yeah, I think I don't know if approaching it as like, okay, this is going to be the CIA espionage cinematic universe. I don't know if approaching it that way is maybe the best before you've made the movie, like the first one.
I agree.
And like, I think Mission Impossible, James Bond had like, people will be making James Bond movies until we don't have cameras
James
anymore.
Bond just have a legacy of like,
Right.
a like 75 years or even longer than that.
Right. And Mission Impossible was a little bit different in that I don't think they started out to be like, this is going to be a big time franchise. I don't know. They
No.
attached Tom Cruise to it, so I think there was
In
some
the
lasting
90s
power.
too.
Yeah, and it's been going on forever because they've had Tom Cruise attached to it forever, and he's just
It was after Mission Impossible 3 that it really got crazy, because it was J.J. Abrams, and they were like,
Right.
oh,
Yeah.
like this is really good.
yeah.
They took each of those, regardless, both Mission Impossible and James Bond. James Bond. They took a while to get on their feet,
Right.
But this one, they must be very confident. I'm excited, regardless. Though they've got a great cast, they have good writers, they have great directors.
I can guarantee, like, before they've made the first one, they'll make at least 3, because they've got such a big draw that they'll make enough money in the first one to justify making a second one, regardless if it's good or not. And then the second one will be like, okay, regardless if it's good or not, if it's terrible, they'll still make a third one, because they're like, well, we're still going to make some money on the third one. If it's great, it could launch. Like, it's such a weird situation where it does not matter if this first movie is good or not. They're going to keep making more of them, because the Russo brothers are just, they are a Nolan level draw in terms of releasing movies.
They always, every movie that comes out, it's like from the director of the Avengers,
Right.
Avengers Endgame, you know?
Yeah. And in terms of this, I would say look before you leap. If they're going to make this movie, don't make it so as if it just obviously sets up a series, you know? Just kind of like end it as a solid movie. Nothing too much saying like the gray man will return or something like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Just kind of just leave it there and see what people think. And then if people like it, say, okay, well, here are some other plans that we got. Just don't say, oh, yeah,
Make
well,
it
we were so
obvious.
successful, we're now going to make another complete series, because that's going to work. I would just be careful with it, because a lot of money was spent on this film, apparently.
Yeah.
My opinions on using a lot of money for theatrics, literally, is kind of iffy there.
Yeah.
That money could go to better places. So just be careful with these movies you're popping out.
And I think each. Go ahead. Sorry.
The only thing that kind of sucks is that like if Ryan Gosling is going to be attached to this franchise, that he's not going to be able to do other stuff. Because like I want to see him in this role, but I'm like I love seeing him in other stuff too. Like he is a Oscar level actor. I don't know if he's actually won or not, but that in my eyes, like he absolutely is.
Yeah, I see him as like an indie actor that's also done blockbusters. Like he did The Place Beyond the Pines.
God, great movie.
Yeah, he's done Nice Guys. He's done Blade Runner. He's done Drive. I mean, I think a lot of what
God Forgives.
Oh yeah, like a lot of what his draw is as an actor is he does a lot of varied projects, and the roles he takes are extremely different, piece to piece.
Yeah.
Diverse,
Yeah, I don't know.
You would never understand. Like you would never know how funny he is until you watch The Nice Guys. And you're like, holy crap, this guy is a great comedic actor.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you're used to like if you go watch Drive and you go watch like Only God Forgives,
You think he just doesn't talk.
like,
Even
stoic and all of his acting.
You watch
is literally
Blade
through his
Runner?
action.
Right.
Yes.
Like he's
And
he's
then you go see him in
perfected.
Nice Guys.
He's perfected the melodramatic tone.
Yeah.
And you see him in Nice Guys, and you're like, oh wait, there's so much more here. And even like
The Notebook.
right, dude. I watched The
everywhere.
Notebook for the first time like 2 months ago, and I've
great.
held out because I'm like, it's a chick flick. Like I need, like, there's just no reason for me to watch this by myself. And eventually, I was like, screw it, I'm gonna watch it. That movie's incredible.
Yep.
It's so good, and Ryan Gosling in that
wouldn't
movie
put it past.
delivers like an absolute Hulk smash punch of a performance.
Where it really took
I've seen
off.
this scene. He's like, "What do you want?" Like that part right there. I was like, "Yo, he's going off."
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling going off.
Yeah, like he built that house for her, and then she never came back until she did. But you know,
I haven't seen the movie, so spoilers,
dude.
Even though they
I
die.
mean, I've
Watch it.
what?
Oh yeah, everybody dies.
Well. Ryan Gosling as Officer K. God damn it!
That's still my favorite reaction thing. God damn it!
Ryan Gosling breaks
So
on
good.
camera.
Dude, that's like my favorite thing on YouTube is like is just a compilation of Ryan Gosling screaming, and it's
Laugh. Oh.
He screams
Just
really funny.
oh yeah.
I really hope that while they were filming Blade Runner 2049, that wasn't an actual planned scene. They were like, "Hey, Ryan, we ran out of toilet paper," and then they just kind of pressed record.
Yeah, we ran out. Someone forgot to get your coffee on the way, and he's like, "God damn it!"
I guarantee you that interaction with Denis Villeneuve before they hit record was really funny, because a lot of times directors will give you like really goofy scenarios to kind of be acting toward. I don't know what he gave him for that, but I'm sure it was like, you know, Ryan, just imagine this. And then it's like, I don't know what it
Ryan,
was.
start
at that.
punching the
Screaming
glass.
scenes though are very interesting, because if you remember, Josh, we did a scene where I in a short film where I had to scream really loudly. Like I had to scream like I was dying. And like they're very like you get fully committed to those things, because like I remember like I did it a couple times where I was just kind of like like that,
Yeah,
and I'm
we
like
were
that's not like an
sucks.
intense scream, like, and I was like, okay, I'll do like a legit scream, but we're on campus, right?
Yeah.
And I legit had to just like scream at the top of my lungs, and they were like, holy crap, like, okay, that was way better. And I'm like, yeah, I just like, it's late at night, I didn't want to like make people think,
Campus
oh, I'm getting
security
stabbed. Like but yeah, man, that's like acting is fun though, because you get to scream.
Ryan Gosling has the best screams. So
damn it!
I'm like, he did that like one little short with Russell Crowe.
Yes,
That was like
I love
brilliant or
that.
whatever.
That's still my favorite
He's
thing
like,
ever.
I never said it. That the whole breaking his arm scene in The Nice Guys where he just screams.
It's the high-pitched wail.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe before people watch this episode, we should like put something in the front that, you know, headphone users beware. Just as many times that the screens have come through on Discord and just breaks.
Oh, for us screaming?
Yeah, like when you did one of your screams, it was just like. So
Yeah,
see, when
I
you do
remember.
that for me, it's just like it just doesn't come through at all. Like,
I mean,
Silences.
basically.
oh, on mine it'll be really loud. I'll adjust the volume, but yeah, that should be everything for this episode. I think we went on a little longer than we anticipated, but yeah, 53 minutes. This is good. So yeah. That'll do it for this episode of the Comic Blast podcast. Thank you all for listening. If you're on iTunes or Spotify, please rate positively, as it really helps out again. Patreon.com/comicblast. You can find us at comicblast_ on Twitter and Instagram. Once again, me at Shradester8 on Twitter and Instagram. Cole at And the Forces With Me on Instagram and at The Cosmic Lotus on Twitter. Keenan at Keenan Creates on Twitter and Instagram. And Josh, tell them where they can find Rising Action and all of your stuff as well.
Yeah, so Rising Action is on. You can listen to the podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. That'd be Apple, Spotify, Overcast, Google, all of the others. Anyway, and then you can also follow the Rising Action Instagram account at risingaction_. We post a whole bunch of stuff there, and then you can also follow me on Instagram at JoshJohnson98 and on Twitter at Josh_J98.
Sick, man. Yeah, we have a fun time over there. You guys should totally go check out Rising Action if you're into nerd storytelling stuff or whatever. Josh is writing a book, so maybe we need to actually make some update. Actually, he's writing a second book now.
Yeah.
But that's besides the point. You can learn more about that on the other podcast. Anything else you guys have left to say?
I think that's
Thanks,
about it.
Josh. Appreciate you joining
Appreciate it. I hope I
thanks,
I come
man.
back for more. This is a lot of fun. This is a little bit of a
Absolutely.
change up from Rising
Uh-huh.
Action. It's a little bit more chill, a little bit less
yeah.
front end intensive. I typically do some research. I just kind of got a text. It was like, "Hey, you want to join?" And I was like, "Absolutely."
It's just having fun, man.
It's like a party over here.
Big
With that
old
being
happy
said,
family.
Shazam!